All right, welcome back here. Today for this video, we are going to take a look here on what happened on the 4th of May. Actually down quite a bit, down 140 for the day, which was yesterday. Probably my biggest red day of 2023. If we take a look, January all small reds. February, a crap ton of small red. March, small red, nothing bigger than 70 bucks. So previous biggest loser on the day was $70. And April did very well, all small red. And here we're coming in now for May 4th. And the biggest red day of 2023, technically. Not the biggest red day of my career, thank God, but biggest red day of 2023, not that big. $140 is something I can make back in one trade, in one solid trade. So I'm not sweating here, but it is quite unfortunate to not be green and to give back a decent chunk of my week. But we're still well over $500 on the week, which is pretty decent here for me as of right now. But we'll take a look at the statistics for yesterday. We traded SVRE and SNGX down 140. Accuracy about 43%. Definitely lacking on accuracy, and my risk reward was about negative. Was 0.5, making 50 cents for risking $1. That's about my risk reward. Then yesterday with a biggest loss of $62. And I was thinking SVRE would be pretty strong. We were really ripping up right in pre-market the last few minutes of the pre-market and into the open. I thought it was strong, and then ended up mistiming a dip, catching a 10 or 12 cent loss, which was this one here. So I was already down. Actually, I was already down 40 bucks pre-market coming into the open. And we can take a look at the trade. We can take a look at some of these trades. There's not much to go over. This is going to be a nice, quick, short video. But I do want to document the day for yesterday, since it was a bigger loser day. But yeah, right in the pre-market, it started ripping up. We broke out. Now, usually this is a good sign that we're going to see. We could see a decent move for a continuation on SVRE at the open. Let's see, at the open. Okay, so I'm testing it with one share, testing those fills. Now I'm going to jump in. Now I'm jumping right to 500 shares. So now I want to wait for a pullback. Waiting for that pullback. And I'm still thinking it's pretty strong. We had a nice 10% pop right at the open. So in at 39, out at 38. I was thinking it was strong because it was holding this level, but it didn't go. Now we pull back. Now I'm in at 27. I thought we were going to hold and then reclaim, because that was a 20-cent dip. And then it kept going down. All the way down to, I took it off at 16, so I was pretty much an 11-cent loss there on 500 shares. So it put me down about 100 on the day, because I was already down 40-something on the day. So I mistimed that dip, little too aggressive on that dip. Wasn't patient enough. 23 again here. So I'm thinking, we had a decent bounce now off the low. I'm thinking we could reclaim and retest 250 and maybe see a bigger move up to 3. So I'm in starter at 23, looking to add into this. But that idea is way too aggressive, I guess, for SVRE. And it comes all the way back down and take another 10-cent loss or a 12-cent loss. Down 130 now. And then SVRE, I tried to go for the VWAP break here. So I'm in at 95, and then we don't break out, and we keep fading. I was looking for that breakout of 420. I'm trying to give this some room here, but we just looks like there's just so many sellers, so I take another 10-cent loss there on small size. And that one goes retest the lows. Now here we go. After 3 losses, now I'm already thinking like, okay, I don't want to lose much more. So I sized down to see if I can turn this around. So I'm in 50 shares at 31. Decent entry there off the low. And we kind of get some resistance up here first. Take some small profits, which I think were small profits. I did add there at the high. Just not as strong as I think. Like I'll get in and then the bids will drop and it won't go. Okay, there we go. I saw that bid, added 100 shares, added another 100 shares. I'm looking for that surge up to 253. And we're just hesitating down here. And I don't want to catch another big loss. So here I am trying to manage my downside, trying to cut losers quick. Adding at 44. And look at sellers coming in. I don't want to see that. Again, taking another small loss because I don't want to catch a flush. So down in the back here at 42 is just a starter. This is like, I don't like this at all. What's going on here? Okay, so we open up new candle. Okay, this would be a good dip actually to buy. Buy. Looking for that surge up through the high. And we don't see it yet. Seller just pops up. Now, okay, there we go. There's a nice move right there, but I didn't have any shares. 47. We test 50. There's a 25,000 share seller. So we come back down. And then boom, right when you see that flashing green, ripping up to retest 250 again. So we pull back, boom, boom, boom. And then let's wait for 5,000 share. So there's 6,000 shares at 248. Boom, you see how fast that got eaten up? When you can identify that, you can buy into 248 and then add again for the break at 250 because you're going to think that it's strong. See, there we go. It's 30,000 shares and now it's down to 7,000. So this is where you can really anticipate that breakout. And this is where I want to be in. I want to be in here. I wanted to be in off the low, 240, and adding at 248, adding at 250 for the break at 253. That would have been the best way to go. And then selling on this breakout here for a nice 10 cent or so, 10 cent profit. And then look what happens here. Instead, I'm taking small losses all the way up because I was just cutting my losers to so quick, even at the smallest loss, because I didn't want to catch this flush right here. Which I never did, thank God, but I still never was able to get decent green. I could have actually made back some losses on that, but I was just so reluctant. I didn't want to lose any more than I was. So, I pretty much just wrapped it up as max loss here at 150. I think I traded one more time and made an extra $10. I don't think I have, I don't have the trade recorded, but I had another trade and I was in an extra $10 or so. And that put me down 140. So, I just wrapped it up as a red day yesterday, 140. Which isn't all that bad, I'm not sweating here. Can definitely make this back, and the most important part is when you have a day which is not working out and you give it your best shot and I gave it my best shot yesterday and I tried to get dialed in and I just couldn't. On those days, you got to make sure that that day does not define your week or your month, and you manage how much you're willing to lose, because if you go down too far, it could be a long crawl back to break even, which may not happen in one day, may not happen in a week, and that's where you can really take some even bigger losses. So, I'm never willing to go down, giving back an entire week or an entire month. Those are the worst. I've had it before, had those days before, and those just feel so bad that after doing it a few times, once, twice, 3 times, it's I never want to do that again. So I'm going to do my best to identify those days where it's just not working out and just keep my share size to a minimum or stop trading altogether before I get to the point of no return. So if you can identify those days, then you're definitely on track to being a great trader. Just like how they say, you know, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. So, you know, what defines a good trader is the losing days, because you're going to have losing days. My statistics show that about a third of my days are red days. About a third of my trading days are red days. And if I can keep those small, then I will be profitable over the long term. So, you know, that is 100% the key, is just those losers, just the losing days. Like even in the beginning when you're first learning, is just learning how to keep your losers tight is like the best skill ever, because then once you start having some green days and you can still keep those losers tight, you can start to turn a profit. And when you start turning a profit, that's when your confidence increases. And when your confidence increases, then you size up, and then you make more profit and more profit and more profit, as long as you keep your losers tight. So that's the best skill to have, is keeping those losers tight. And that's what can keep you profitable and in the game over the long term, and to the point of being able to get enough experience over years and years to be able to, you know, make it to a level of share size and confidence to be slinging, you know, $20,000, $30,000 position size on some of these small caps. A nice 10% move on a $20,000 or $30,000 position size is a $2,000 or $3,000 trade, and that's when you can make some serious money. So you want to be in it. You want to stay in the game for as long as it takes to get to, you know, those higher echelons of trading. So yeah, and to stay in the game, you got to keep those losers tight in the beginning, especially when you don't have as much experience in the game yet. So that's my little pep talk. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are still listening, please hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe, and I'll see you guys then in the next video. All right, peace.